Hey guys, what's up? So, I'm gonna make a reaction video, and I've never done this before, so bear with me, but I felt like this video needed to be made, and this isn't the first reaction video to this video specifically. There's a YouTuber named Jacqueline Glenn, and she does a lot of videos that are reacting to this YouTube channel specifically, but I feel like because of my life experience that I really wanted to react to this video, kind of give my experience and perspective. So that's gonna be what it's about. This video that I'm reacting to is called Why I Waited Until Marriage to Kiss. I want to tell you why not to wait till marriage to kiss or have sex and all that stuff. I waited till marriage. That did not obviously work out too well. If you do not know, if this is the first video you're ever watching, you might be kind of confused. I was married to a guy. I got married when I was 21 years old. I was incredibly religious. I am transgender, just in case you're confused and think that I'm gay. Not gay, just trans. So yeah, I was born female, was super religious, saved myself to marriage, got married at age 21. My wedding night was a mess, and these girls are super excited about their wedding night. Anyways, I'm just gonna start reacting, and I'm probably not gonna react to the whole thing. It's probably not needed, but I'm just gonna give you enough to kind of give you my opinion or perspective. So here you go.
Hey guys, it's Bethany and Kristen from Girl Defined Ministries, and today we are going to be talking about why I saved my first kiss for marriage. So actually, as y'all are watching this video right now, I will be on my honeymoon. I'm not married yet, but when you see this, I will literally be married. I will be Bethany Beal. Yes, I'm so excited about that. So when you watch this, I will be doing all sorts of kissing, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to be doing that kissing. But right now,
Bethany Beal. She is super excited to kiss. You know, that's great. But the rest of that, what is about to follow on this wedding night that she thinks she's super excited about, she better brace herself for the reality. I would, yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Right now, yes, I have not kissed Dave. We are saving our first kiss for when we are husband and wife, and that may be so weird to some of y'all. You might be like, I have never heard of that, but
This is not weird to me because this is something that I literally believe growing up, and something I was taught growing up in Christian school, going to church. I took many purity promises, which is to promise to save yourself for marriage. I'm not sure if this is something that was pushed upon guys as much because I was, you know, female growing up, and purity was something that was like shoved down our throats. We were to be pure and save ourselves for marriage and for our future husbands and blah blah blah. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going.
But it's actually been a really cool thing, and I'm actually really excited about it. And I'm excited now to kiss Dave, but when you watch this, I'll be excited that I had kissed him. Anyway, so this idea came about, like, it wasn't something that I just always knew. I remember when I was a teenager, I think both of us.
Yeah, I remember
We read these books by some Christian authors, and they were sharing about how they, you know, did not grow up in a Christian home, and they had all sorts of boyfriends and girlfriends and did all sorts of stuff that they did not, you know, like about. They kind of regretted it and was—
Okay, first of all, no one ever goes to the grave thinking, I regret having sex with this person, or I regret not saving myself for marriage, or I am so happy that I didn't have sex until marriage. Like, this is, why are these such huge life goals when it comes to Christianity? There is just such this false sense of purity is everything if you are a woman in Christianity. It just blows my fucking mind, honestly.
They hadn't, and when they kind of became Christians and got more serious, they met each other and they were like, what if we did something so radical? What if we waited until we were husband and wife to actually kiss for the first time? And it was a totally radical idea, but they decided to do it. So they ended up getting married, and they saved their first kiss for their wedding day when they were husband and wife.
And it's just this feeling of like, what's going on? Why is she kissing me?
And for some reason, that just like really
I remember reading that
me.
story, yeah.
You remember it too. We were both, you were a little bit older, but we both read it near the same time. And I remember in that moment thinking, wow.
Wow.
I think it's really cool that you and Dave are doing that, and you do get a lot of questions about that, and I know I got a lot of questions about it because Zach and I did the same thing, and now we've been married for 7 years, and so we have literally been enjoying kissing and having so much fun, intimacy-wise, for over 7 years. It has been awesome. But before...
Okay, she's lying. They've been having so much fun, kissing and other things. When you don't have sex until you're married, like, neither of you know what the fuck you're doing. And they might be having, like, so much fun, or they might be having so many frustrations, but they're not going to tell you that part. But this could just be my experience, considering I was, you know, trans, so I had a lot more than just a few frustrations, and I was not having so much fun. But when it comes down to it, when you are trying to select a partner, sex is actually pretty important, especially on a connection level. So before, when you're just dating and you're not kissing and blah blah blah, so you're connected on a friend level, but you don't even know how you're gonna be compatible in the bedroom, and that's actually a pretty important aspect. So it's kind of taking a pretty big risk when you marry somebody that you have never had sex with. And I feel like that is probably why so many Christian marriages end up failing. You get married when you're 21 years old, you don't even know who the fuck you are, you don't know where you're going, what you're gonna do with your life, but you're already married to some person that you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with, and you're not gonna change at all, or whatever, you're supposed to, like, grow together, but what really happens is you end up growing apart, and that's just life. Like, I can't believe this is something that is, like, still embedded into Christian men and women, and it's just like they're setting themselves up for failure. And then there's, like, there's a very small percentage of people that actually, like, get married young and stay married, but whether they stay married happily or because they feel like they have to, I think that's, like, a whole nother story.
But before I was married, I remember really thinking through and processing this. And Zach and I even had some conversations like, are we going to kiss? Are we not going to kiss? And as we talked through it, it really came down to this heart of wanting to preserve all forms of intimacy, like physical intimacy, for marriage. And as we looked at God's word and saw God's heart for purity and calling us to walk in a way that's pure and to really honor the other person in our interactions and not act in ways that would be tempting or provocative towards the other, we really just stepped back and said, you know what? If God has marriage for us one day, we're going to get to enjoy all of this, just like you and Dave are actually enjoying now. Because you're married, right? As we watch this.
So, purity. There's so much emphasis put on purity that it drives me insane. Purity is overrated. I don't feel like having sex makes you unpure. There's so many things I could say about all of this. And the thing is, even when you do get married, this shame, this purity that you're carrying around with you, that you've carried around with you for this girl 30 years, I was only carried around for 21. When you have sex, that guilt and shame and all that bullshit that they tell you doesn't just go away. You can't just enjoy having sex after telling yourself for years that it's wrong. You are basically they are basically damaging you to actually enjoying sex. Like, maybe that's just me, but shame is hard to shake. I still can't shake it, and I know people that I grew up with that cannot shake it still. There's so much shame surrounding sex, especially as women, that I feel like this is just damaging people as starting from a young age, and it pisses me off that these girls are actually teaching this to other young women. Like, my advice would be, go be free, experiment, whatever. Like, don't hurt people, be responsible, and when you find that person that you are compatible in all ways with and you feel like you want to get married, go for it. But don't force yourself into something because you want to have sex, because you feel like it's what God intends on you to do, or because it's what these girls are telling you to do, or your pastor or your parents or whatever. You gotta live your own life. And oh my God, I wish there was someone out there when I was younger to tell me that, number one, you don't have to save yourself from marriage. Number two, you don't have to get married. Number three, you're fucking trans. Would you please just figure that out already, and you can transition, so let's get this shit started.
In future times.
And so we were like, oh, wow.
Wow.
So I encourage all girls, like, you know what? Once you get married, you can have at it, but beforehand, like, be cautious, be careful, think through, what do I not want to regret once I'm married? You know, maybe I'm not going to marry this guy. Do I want to have all these regrets? Like, think through it and choose to honor one another. And that may look different.
Again, they want to keep emphasizing regret. They want you to think that if you do not save yourself for marriage, you're going to regret that. I feel like you can still be in a meaningful relationship with somebody, have sex with them, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It doesn't mean that you should regret anything. If you, every person you're with is different, and it's very individual, so you can't just be like, oh, I found the love of my life. I wish that I hadn't have found this person, because at some point in your life, that person meant a lot to you. I mean, if you're just someone who's like, you know, having one night stands and all that, like, I feel like that's kind of a different story. Either way, like, you do you. That's not like my personal preference, but there's like, you shouldn't regret having sex with someone that you care about in the moment. And you shouldn't fear that you're going to regret that. If you fear that you're going to regret to have sex with somebody, then you probably shouldn't be having sex with them, I guess.
One of the things, though, that when I tell people that, they're like, there's no way I'm ever going to get a guy if I'm not like kissing him or doing more. Like, my standards are way too high. I am literally never going to get married. Well, have hope, because both of us did not kiss until we got married, and we found guys that were willing to wait, that were actually excited to do that.
It did not scare them away. They were for it as well.
I'm not dragging Dave along like, we have to do this.
So they found guys that were willing to wait, and they were wanting to wait as well. Just so you know, they might be gay. You know, I mean, I think that being respectful and, like, I don't know, it's possible to find a guy who's gonna wait and be just as into being religious as you are, but oh my gosh, you gotta question that. I definitely gotta question that.
Yeah. He was 100% on the same page, on board with doing that. So I just want to encourage you, you don't have to lower your standards in order to catch a guy. It may take 30 years, but that's okay.
God's plan is different.
Do you ever wonder at this point, like, what their honeymoon was actually like? I mean, that's kind of perverted and disgusting, but I know what my honeymoon was like, and it was not exciting. So I kind of just secretly wanted to know. Is that gross?
Wait. And then also people ask me, like, was it so hard? I still have, at this point, a few days left, but it really, when your focus is on honoring Christ, when your focus is on being set apart, when your focus is on building just a relationship and getting to know the other person, and when you set up good boundaries and don't put yourself in the way of temptation.
All right, my battery's dying, and I can't take any more of this video. So, what I'm going to say here is, kids, there's no reason to put such an emphasis on purity. There's no reason to save yourself for marriage. I think that a meaningful relationship is amazing and awesome. And if you feel like the time is right, and you feel like that this person is the person that you want to share this with, then don't think that you have to go, like, get legally bound to enjoy this moment with someone or love someone in this way. I just think that embedding this in young people's minds is setting them up for failure and disappointment, as it was for me. As a young Christian girl, it damaged me. I still walk around with shame when I think of sex. I'm still super shy when it comes to sex. This is why I, like, barely talk about it, especially on my channel, especially knowing that, like, people I know in person, specifically my parents, might watch this. I don't know. But it's very hard to shake, so my suggestion would be to just embrace your sexuality, embrace life. And I know that any Christian out there who has this belief system is thinking I'm just burning in hell right now and that I'm like the Antichrist. But seriously, sex is meant to be enjoyed. You're not supposed to feel shame over it. And I just hope that you can enjoy it as much as I didn't. And don't get married young. Just wait If you're gonna get married, please wait. Don't do it at 20, 21. Just don't. There's no reason to. Anyways, that is my advice. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and you want to see more like it, go ahead and like give it a thumbs up or whatever. Also, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Peace out, guys. I'll see you next time.